Hi everyone. So I'm going to do a video here of predominantly the inside of our studio. So this is Kohatu Riverside studio. So I'm just showing you a little bit of the outside, the entranceway. Excuse the hose, it's not normally across the front there like that. So this is a dedicated parking space. That's one of our dogs we have. So just to give you an idea of how close the main house is, because the studio is detached and away from the main house, that's the end of the main house, or the carport. So none of our living areas look in towards the studio. So you have, it's pretty private. So just looking around here, we've got our fruit trees out the front here, where I put fruit into the studio when in season, but at the moment they're pretty much nearly all gone. That's our other dog we have. Now, if you're not too keen on dogs, our ad does state we have 2 dogs. If you're here for only one night, it's not so bad. I bring them out on a lead to go to the toilet and that sort of a thing. But if you're here for more than a night, I will bring them over, particularly Noah, the bigger dog you just saw, and we'll introduce them to you on a lead. They are friendly. It's just that they're very boisterous, can bark, loud, boisterous, that sort of a thing. Otherwise they calm down once they know people. So let's go inside and take a wee look. So you have your own barbecue for your own use. Here you can cook foods that we have that are prohibited to be cooked in the studio, which are just things like spicy foods, curry, seafood, bacon, that kind of a thing. But you can cook it all on the outside barbecue, it's not a problem. We do allow outside smoking only, but the studio door must always be kept shut. We're not smokers ourselves. So you've got the lockbox up in the corner there. So let's go inside and take a look. So it's studio living. So we walk straight into the kitchen dining area. It's actually an overcast day. It's going to be raining today, hence why it's a little bit darker. I'll just put some lights on to see if that helps. Got the heat pump going. We have heat pump or aircon. In the winter here it does get really cold, hence why I always tell people if they're here inside to leave it going all the time. Obviously it's your choice, but it keeps it nice and cozy. Or in summer you definitely need the aircon because it gets so hot. Again, we just leave that going all the time, all day, all night. So back round into the kitchen. So the only thing it doesn't have is an oven. We've got like the microwave, jug, toaster, fry pan, pots, other things are under the sink. There's all plates, cutlery, glasses, etc. Tools for the barbecue are in here as well. We have a gas hob for you to use. We supply salt and pepper and spray oil, that sort of a thing. We also have a fridge freezer. Now we do supply tea, coffee and sugar. We have plunger coffee as well. And just to show you what your view is out the window of our property. It's a really pretty view. So we're out rural. We're in Kohatu, which is near the top of the South Island. We're pretty much right just off State Highway 6. North Road comes off State Highway 6. And we're right next to the Motueka River. So we're only about 30 minutes from the Nelson Lakes National Park. And from there, about half an hour from there is Rainbow Ski Field. So from here, Rainbow Ski Field is roughly only about an hour. We also have Kahurangi National Park, not very far away at all. We have Abel Tasman National Park, the turn off literally just down the road. That takes a lot longer to get to there, but we're in a really good spot, especially if you're travelling up and down the South Island and you just want a place to stop before you continue on. Or whether you want to stay here longer, that's all fine too. So just looking out this window again. You can see it's the main house over there. That's looking towards the Motueka River. You can't quite see it, it's just over the bank. But we do have a gate just over there that you can access, and there's a track that goes right down the end of our property, and then you just sort of have to walk over through some of the bush and stuff down onto the rocks to get to the river. There's a really good swimming hole. Although we can get storms and really heavy rain throughout the year, which can then affect the swimming hole. It usually moves it down a little bit further, but great for in the summer. We take our dogs there, it's really good. So it's nice and peaceful here. It is country, what I call country life, out rural, but we're not isolated. Our neighbours do have cows and sheep, but we don't find them very noisy at all. We do have, if you need to do any shopping, we do have a 4 square. We have Tapawera, which is only about 8 to 10 minutes away, which has like a 4 square, a little small supermarket, a pub, there's a cafe and a petrol station. The petrol station's only open Monday to Friday. I think you can access it weekends if you have a card to pay. Then we have Wakefield, which is 15 minutes away, which has bakery, cafes, petrol station, 4 square, a medical centre, although if you ever needed medical attention while you are here, the closest one for anybody that doesn't live in the area would be the Accident and Injury Centre, I think it's called, right in Nelson City next to the hospital. So Nelson City is roughly 45 minutes away. Then we have Richmond, which is 30 minutes away, which is the big shopping area, pack and save, big supermarkets, restaurants, etc. Oh, Wakefield also has a chemist as well. So this is what I would call the living area. We have flat screen TV, we have Freeview channel. Now we don't supply Wi-Fi here due to our rural location. We don't get what is called normal broadband. So unfortunately we can't offer Wi-Fi here. But if you have certain companies, sorry about it so dark, such as Spark or Vodafone, have really good cell phone access here. And data coverage then is really good for those companies. Most people we find don't stay in here during the day. They go out and about. There's just that much to do here. Outdoor activities, hiking, horse riding not far from here, although I think some of those have actually closed now for the season. There's so many activities to do here. Just up the road, on the corner as you come into North Road, we have part of the Great Taste Cycle Trail. So that goes for absolute miles and miles and miles. And about a couple of kilometres or so up the road, if you're heading back towards Wakefield area, there's the old historic train tunnel, which is about 1.2 to 1.4 kilometres long. And that's a really good thing to bike through if you've never done that sort of a thing. Although you do need to have a light or a head torch as it's dark and there are no lights in the tunnel, and it can get quite chilly. Right, so we'll go on and take you and show you the bathroom. So there's a wardrobe, it has an extra blanket, extra set of towels, room in there to put your suitcase, or even on top, or even next to the bedside drawer there's space for you to put a suitcase or your bags. So the bathroom is fairly small, but it's all that you need. So we have a shower. Let's quickly pull this back. Everything's nice and clean. And then obviously the toilet. I do supply face wipes, so for anyone that needs to wipe off makeup, to use that and not our towels and flannels. So we have a hairdryer there as well. So the studio's roughly about 30 square metres, so it's only suited to either a single person or a couple. As you can see, there is just the one queen size bed. But nice and cosy. We supply tissues as well, We have magazines and books to read if you really just wanted to blob out. And also have some pamphlets here of different activities and things to do in the region. We have our rules manual we have on the table, which I do ask that everybody reads it. So I'll go outside and I'll show you out here quickly as well. In the summer on a really nice day, it's actually really nice to sit under that table, at the picnic table, to have your lunch or dinner. Just go get my shoes, a little seating area here. Now we do have a washing machine and a dryer, but as that is in a host only area, I do have to do your washing for you. We do have a cost of $5 per load. That includes the dryer as well, if the dryer is needed, and that includes the washing powder. But I only do washing in the mornings. Again, it's in the manual. You just leave your washing out. That's if you're staying longer than a night. So we've got about 1.5 hectares here. Really nice country views, nice and peaceful. If you can hear that sound in the background, it is just Tim cleaning our digger out. That doesn't happen very often, so normally you wouldn't hear that noise. And that's us. We are on booking.com, Airbnb and HomeAway. Personally, I find Airbnb the easiest to deal with. I will make sure that there is a link up on our YouTube page where you can go to, you can put in the dates to see if they're available, and also to check out more information if you need it. And then you can book from there if you're interested.